welcome to a special Saturday playoff edition of the fifth quarter, sponsored by Ford Lincoln of Morgantown. Carly Nevis and Darren Zaslow with you here a day later than usual. We're just rolling with the punches. After all, it's 2020 there.
Carly, that is exactly right. Anything goes, even for how these first round matchups have been scheduled. We had 2 games played yesterday. Today we had 4. And we'll start over in Doddridge County. Last year's Class A state runner-up, 3rd seeded DCHS, opening postseason play against number 14 East Hardy today in West Union. You know who else was there? My guy. I'm calling him Mr. Doddridge County. Look at this dude. All smiles before this one with a dapper yellow suit. We'll check in with him throughout the highlights to see how he's doing. Not a good start for the Dogs, though. Midway through the first, Christian Dove throws a bomb to Dawson Price, and Doddridge pays the price on that one. 85-yard score puts East up 6-0 after one. But Mr. Doddridge County, you know what? This guy's strong. He's unfazed. He's still rooting on his team. Early in the second, same connection, same result. This time it's a 31-yard strike. Cougars lead 12-0, and then a few minutes later, East adds to its lead. A 3-yard run from Alex Smith gives the Cougars a commanding 18-0 advantage. So Mr. Doddridge County says, I am done with the jacket, ladies and gentlemen. The jacket is off. Trying to send some different mojo for his boys, and you know what? It worked. Right before the end of the half, Miller fumbles the pitch. It's recovered by Dylan Knight, and the Dogs are in business. It's night and day, and now their offense gets going. Reese Burnside gets the call. Runs for a hard 13 yards, the East 26. And then a few plays later, they reach pay dirt on a 2-yard plunge from Knight. DCHS is down 18-7 at the break, but the Cougars set the tone early in the third. Jared Jones is picked off by Dove, who, by the way, is just a tremendous player for this Cougars team. Sets him up deep in Doddridge territory, and then the price is right times 3. Dove hits Price again for their 3rd scoring connection, this from 11 yards out. Makes it a 25-7 game. Doddridge County didn't go away, but their late rally came up short. The Dogs are upset by the Cougars 25-19. Doddridge County is sent home in the first round for the first time since 2017.
Over in Ellenboro, 3 cheers for the Zebras. Miscommunication with the officials delayed this game for an hour and a half, but they finally arrived at 3 p.m. And then there was football between number 7 Ritchie County and number 10 Wirt. Coach Ray Cott back in action on the sideline after 2 weeks in quarantine. The Tigers strike first. Dylan Lowe floats it over the middle to Logan Powell. Powell's off to the races. A pickup of 62 yards down to the Rebel 7-yard line. A few plays later, Garrett Parsons punches in the 2-yard touchdown. Wirt is on the board first, 7-0. The Rebels answer on their next possession. Ethan Hott fakes the handoff, but instead pitches to the Gus Bus. Gus Morrison, a man on a mission, 17 yards down the sideline and in. After the 2-point conversion, RC is in front 8-7. The Rebels made 3 huge 4th down stops in the first. The final here from Dakota Wayne. A grown man sack in the backfield. Rebels hold an 8-7 edge at the break. Same score held to the 4th quarter, and finally RC breaks through again. The counter goes to Graydon McKinney, who pops out at tackles and will not be stopped. 72 yards to the house. RC extends its advantage to 14-7. The Rebels, though, won this game because of their defense. On 3rd and a mile with 3 to play, Austin Bartlett sacks Lowe in the end zone for a safety. Game, set, match. Rebels win 16-7. They are on to the quarterfinals for the 2nd straight year and will play Greenbrier West next week. Here's Coach Hott, happy to be back and get the W.
I cannot imagine sitting in my living room watching this game today. Oh my gosh, can you imagine where you can't do anything and sit at home? So I was very glad to get here. I mean, the circumstances the way it is, it's almost dark for a 1:30 game because of the official situation, but I just really like this group of kids, and I'm happy for them that because I don't like to be a one and done playoff team.
Coming up on the 5th quarter, defending AA state champion Bridgeport begins its postseason journey against the big boys of AAA. That and more is up next.
We're the brains behind the operation, a.k.a.
the Control Room,
and you're watching the 5th quarter.
It's time for our Play of the Week, sponsored by Ford Lincoln of Morgantown, and who else but Elkin's own Dante Ramirez. He had 4 touchdowns for the Tigers last night. None cooler than this dive. We have full highlights from this game coming right up. And that's your Play of the Week, sponsored by Ford Lincoln of Morgantown.
Back in Marion County last night, number 6 Fairmont Senior hosting number 11 Braxton County. Sudden Cinderella brought all their glitz and glamour to the ball, making its first playoff appearance since 2017. But the Bear Raid always brings the juice. Last night, no different. First play from scrimmage, low snap for Gage Michael, doesn't matter. He takes the pigskin and says, "I'll be seeing ya. Bye-bye. I got places to be." 65 yards for the touchdown. Talk about a tone setter. Fairmont Senior on top 6-0. Under 7 to play in the first. More Bears. Michael zips it over the middle to Nicky Scott. 12-yard touchdown bumps the lead to 13-0. Braxton County tough as nails all year, and they didn't back down tonight either. Last night, middle of the first, Michael intercepted by Tyler Cox. 33-yard pick 6 for the sophomore. BC on the board, 13-8. Gage shakes it off just like Taylor Swift and keeps pushing. Just 2 minutes later, finding Keyshawn Cottingham in the Cottingham Palace. 15-yard touchdown. Key's catch makes it a 20-8 ball game. Braxton able to swing back with 2 to play in the first. Jet Koga right into the outstretched arms of his twin brother Bane. The twin telepathy good for the 46-yard touchdown. It's one score game after one. However, the Polar Bears and specifically Mr. Michael kicked it into high gear. Gage was 8 of 13 for 142 in the air and 3 touchdowns, 211 yards and 4 scores on the ground. None more impressive than this one. 72-yard rushing score with the spin move. He's going to be a Kent State Golden Flash next year, and this kid sparkles. Fairmont Senior goes on to win this one 60-34. They'll play number 14 Independence in round 2 on Friday at 7:30. The 15-man Eagles, a lot to be proud of. Braxton season came to an end last night at East West.
Defending AA state champion Bridgeport got a taste of what playoff football is like at the AAA level this afternoon. First ever meeting between these two schools, Bridgeport and Washington. The Indians take control early on their second play from scrimmage. JT Muller, see you later. Down the sideline, 45 yards to the Washington 11-yard line. 2 plays later, Muller caps the drive with this 5-yard touchdown. BHS takes the early 7-0 lead. Indians next possession. Here comes Cam. Get that camera on. Cam Cole breaks a tackle. Here he comes at you. 66 yards to the score. Bridgeport leads 14-0. Still in quarter number 1, it's that guy again, Cole. This time he goes to the air. He finds Hayden Moore for more, a gain of 40 yards into Patriot territory. And then 3 plays later, it's Cole. Takes it to the corner of the end zone. He's in for the 1-yard TD. Bridgeport leads 21-0 after 1. Second quarter, more of the same. Muller up the middle and in for the score. That's a 10-yard touchdown. Indians up 28-0. Washington would get on the board on this pass from Francisco. That's Amore!
Amore!
James Williams. 17-yard strike, but the Indians, they were just too much. They had too much love. Here comes Cole running that single wing offense. That's good for a gain of 25 and a first down. 2 plays later, it's Cole. He keeps it and scores from 10 yards away. The Indians' lead is 35-7. Later, here comes all of that love. J.D. Love ripping off a big gain of 46 yards deep into Washington territory. And that would lead to Cole capping his great day. 221 yards on the ground and 4 scores, 95 through the air, and 1 score, his 4th touchdown of the half, with Bridgeport up 42-7 at the break. The Indians go on to win it big, 55-7. They are set to play at 4-time defending champion and 4th-seeded Martinsburg on Friday at 7:30 in the quarterfinals.
Elkins made its first postseason appearance since 2012 last night in Charleston. The 16th-seeded Tigers at number 1 Sissonville. Check out the blow-up helmet in Charleston. That's sick. On the opening kickoff, Nicholas Hanning picks it up, but he is hit hard by all-day Dante Ramirez. It's recovered by Thomas Williams for Elkins. One way to start a ball game, Tigers in business. Later in the first quarter, the sweep goes to the aforementioned Ramirez, and Dante will dance his way in. 4-6 with the point at the camera right here. Elkins up 6-0. Later in the quarter, Sissonville gets some help on special teams as Ramirez decides to try to pick it up, loses the ball, it's recovered by the Indians, and a few plays later, Jackson Foster connects with Braden Murray. 40-yard score, Sissonville on top 7-6 after 1, but the Tigers have an answer in the second. Ramirez transferred from Virginia at the beginning of this year. He's liking that decision. Delete and in. 13-yard touchdown. Tigers in front 12-7. Later in the quarter, the Indians steal the lead back. Griffith right up the gut, 13-12 Sissonville. But Elkins played every single game on the road this year. Adversity, nothing new. Rodney Van Devender and a fellow senior, Peyton Isner. Tigers lead 18-13 at the break. Evan Hahn and his guys have a lot to be proud of. The Tigers win the first playoff game in the 105-year team history, 42-27. They'll play at RCB Sunday if Randolph County drops from orange on the DHHR map. Kickoff time to be announced.
And in AAA, the Hawks season has come to a close. 14-seeded University fell at number 3 Musselman 64-26. How about Lehigh commit Blake Hartman for the Applemen? He scored 7 touchdowns, becoming the state's career scoring leader and tied the career TD record as well. The Hawks end the year at 3-4 overall. And coming up on the 5th quarter, we reveal our hit of the week. And at the college level, WVU takes on TCU. That and more is straight away on the 5th quarter.
Hi, I'm Josh Krupp. I had so much fun filming games every Friday night this season. You're watching the 5th quarter.
It's time for our Hit of the Week, sponsored by Ford Lincoln of Morgantown, and it comes to us from East West Stadium. Gage Michael back to pass, finds Jaden Teresa over the middle, but Jet Koger slams the rookie to the turf. Eagles showed lots of heart and hustle their loss to the Bears, and that is your Hit of the Week, sponsored by Ford Lincoln of Morgantown.
Gilmer County quarterback Ian Hamrick is just as talented at throwing a football as he is in the classroom. If you want to make any bets about that in Glen Vegas, tell you what, you better go all in on our Premier Bank Player of the Week.
Trips right. Hamrick, quarterback keeper out to the right. He's got some room. He cuts it back inside. He's got a score for the Titans.
Scoring for the Titans. That's just another day at the office for Gilmer County Junior QB Ian Hamrick.
He's one of the more exciting players in single A. I mean, his highlights keep popping up on your plays of the week.
It's Mr. Hamrick. Pretty good quarterback right
Hammer
here.
time.
He fires to Elijah Basemeyer in stride for the 27-yard. Beautiful score right there. It's 6-0 Titans.
He's one of our leaders, and he just keeps getting better and better.
And that's exactly what Hamrick did all throughout 2020. Last Friday, he totaled 350 yards and 6 touchdowns against Meadowbridge, leading the Titans to a 52-20 win, a victory that moved GCHS to 5-4 overall and secured the school's second winning season in 33 years.
It meant a lot, really, because, only having one winning season in the past 30 years, to come out and do it again 3 years later, it just means a lot to the community.
The last time Gilmer finished above 500 was in 2016. That year, the Titans finished the regular season undefeated at 10-0 and made it to the second round of the playoffs. Ian got a taste of that winning culture too, serving as the team's assistant manager at age 13. And that feeling of victory wore off.
I was a ball boy, I got the water, I filmed, whatever they had me do, I did.
Doing everything is exactly how Ian lives his life beyond the sidelines. He has a 4.2 GPA, plays basketball, baseball, and is already talking to Harvard and Penn about playing football.
Whenever I first saw it, I was pretty ecstatic, so I'd love to just have an opportunity to play at the next level wherever it's at.
Hamrick definitely has the potential to be a college star. He ended 2020 throwing for over 1,500 yards, rushing for nearly 628 touchdowns. With one more year ahead in Glen Vegas, he has one goal in mind, the postseason.
The next year, the playoffs is, an expectation. Whether it leads to get a wheeling or not, I gotta have a special season next year.
With Hamrick under center, the Titans are certainly on pace to achieve that special season, and then some. In Glenville, Darren Zaslow, 5 Sports. Incredible flyover at Milan Puskar Stadium today. The Mountaineers are looking to take flight as well, hosting TCU. A victory would tie last year's win total. Pure domination today for West Virginia. Late in the first, Jarrett Dagey pushes forward for the 1-yard score. Mountaineers lead 7-0 after one. A big day also on the ground for Letty Brown. Injured last week against Texas. He had a $156 today on 24 carries. Letty and the Mountaineers absolutely cruised past TCU. A dominating performance, 24-6. The Mountaineers improved to 5-3 on the year.
Coming up, we'll reveal our boot of the week and more. Stay with us right here on the Fifth Quarter.
Hi, I'm Alan Dye. Thanks for joining us for season 33, the Fifth Quarter. We'll be right back with your great hosts, Carly and Darren, right after this.
It's time for the Benny's Boot Hill Boot of the Week, and it comes to us from Ritchie County's Gus Morrison, who can absolutely boot it. He was called on to flip the field a lot for the Rebels today. This one pinned Work County inside their own 30. And that is your Boot of the Week, sponsored by Benny's Boot Hill.
This week's DHHR color-coded map has been released, and as a result, 2 of our area's teams are moving on to the second round of the postseason. One of those being number 16, Tigers Valley. They are in as a forfeit with Tug Valley due to Mingo County being orange. Another one of those teams is RCB. They were scheduled to play Polka tomorrow, but due to Putnam County being orange, the Flying Eagles are moving on as well. And also, North Marion advanced via forfeit on Thursday, with Kaiser being in Mineral County's orange status.
Thanks so much for joining us this year on the Fifth Quarter. A special thank you to everyone who made this show possible.
First, thanks to everyone behind the scenes in the control room, Chad, Sean, John, Bennett, and Ian for pushing all the right buttons to make us look good, and of course to all of our reporters filming our games.
And also, last but not least, to Alan Dye, the creator of the Fifth Quarter, the most humble man in the business, doing this thing since 1988. Alan, we love you. Wouldn't be here without you. For one last time, for Darren Zaslow, I'm Carly Nevis. Stay safe and have a good night.